What do you think the one quality that you need to be successful in dating and relationships? Let me know in the comments right now. Okay. I am going to share my perspective, and it may not be at all what you think it is. So I have noticed in my coaching business is that there always seems to be a theme with clients. So like for a week or for 2 weeks, the people that I work with, there all seems to be this similar tie. And so this last week, I just sat observing and I was like, ooh, very interesting. And then I also noticed how the same theme was weaving its way into my life. And so I really sat and looked at that layer. So the one quality that you need to be successful in dating and relationships is courage. And it's not talked about enough. And courage has so many layers to it. It's so beautiful. There are qualities that you need to then cultivate deeper degrees of courage. And then courage becomes this beautiful framework support for other qualities. So, why is it courage? I think a lot of times people associate courage in the face of things that scare them or that may not be super positive. But it also takes great courage to look at the beauty and to go deep within and to recognize your own magic. And I don't think people make that connection, but you really do need that courage to look and appreciate the good, and then also to discern and decide, well, okay, what do I want to shift and transform? And then you use that courage to then move forward, take inspired right action. And it's interesting because we need this courage in order to ask for what we want and to live the life that our heart desires. And it takes great courage to be vulnerable. And in order to have any type of deep connection or intimacy with another person, we need to be vulnerable. And that scares humans to their core. To humans crave to be seen, but then the thought of really being seen scares them because of underlying fears of rejection, not enoughness, all different layers with that. And so let this serve as a reminder to not allow those fears to be greater than your courage. It takes great courage to push through. And in those moments where you may feel your courage faltering, think about what's on the other side. A lot of times the mind tries to trick us to make us feel safe and then it will want to project like worst case scenario. So eliminate all that and trust that whatever happens is in your highest good and greatest happiness. And if you move forward from that stance, there's no negativity. There's no, oh, I'm going to prepare for the worst or whatever, but expect the best. No. Just everything happens to support my highest good and greatest happiness. And if you need another little helper, think back in your life of all those little moments where you were cultivating more courage, and just visualize like a jar and just put in that jar all those little moments where you needed courage, whether it was you had to give a presentation or a speech in front of a class or a group of people, or you were presenting an idea, or you were signing a deed or buying a new car, all of those things add up and fill up that courage jar. So the next time you come to that moment where you're like, oh, and you feel that like gurgling up of, oh, tap into that courage jar. You have it. You have cultivated it over your lifetime. You're far more courageous than you even recognize. So take a moment to honor all those moments and your courage and move forward. Eyes on the prize. Feel into what you want your life to feel like. Focus on the feeling and then just take inspired action so that you can manifest your heart's desires. Okay. So I hope that this was helpful and insightful. And like I said, courage is a cornerstone because a lot of people in dating, they're so focused on getting in the relationship that they don't think about what comes after. And it takes that courage that you have through dating is going to sustain you in that relationship, because you are going to have some challenging conversations. I'm sure all of you have had challenging, if you've been on this planet for any amount of time, all sorts of issues and challenging situations come up. But just trust and know that you have the courage to push through it and to move forward. All right. So if this message resonated with you today, write courage in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Give this a thumbs up. Click the like, click the subscribe. I would be very grateful to you. Share it with your friends if you think they would benefit, if they need a little zhuzh up on the courage this week. And until next time, more love vibes to come. Ciao.